My name is Paul Fernandes, and I'm 68 years old, and I've lived in Bangalore nearly all my life. And I work here and live here, and I work as a cartoonist. I found the use of humor to be very, very nice to deal with, to introduce to a difficult subject, or to introduce to lighten the day, and to make someone smile. So I love to use humor for those reasons. And if I can get someone to smile, I think it's a job well done. There are times you see something funny which you want to draw immediately and record it for the fun of it. And there are times you see something serious and you want to introduce humor to lighten that seriousness and get people to also join you in looking at that picture. So humor is used to invite people to come into the picture. I think I started drawing very, very early. And according to my mother, I started drawing on the walls of their house. And she said I'd completely destroyed their house because every wall had hundreds of small drawings on them, drawings of buses and cars and ships and planes. And all those things fascinated me, but at the age of 3. Strange things happened quite early in my school life, where I drew a picture of our Hindi teacher in the classroom. And it was a funny little drawing on a small slip of paper. And the drawing was passed around the class. And everyone smiled and laughed at it and giggling. But unfortunately, it got back to the teacher's hands. And he was not happy with it at all. So he punished me, and I was made to write 100 times that I will not draw funny pictures of the teacher, of the Hindi teacher. And I think that learning taught me that a picture is truly worth 1,000 words. So that's where I think I started drawing very regularly. Well, I essentially use watercolor, and I use a very thin pen to contain that watercolor and give it shape and give it depth and form. So these two things essentially. But I also use anything else that I require, like, it could be acrylic now and then, it could be all kinds of things. Love to listen to stories that people tell me. But to draw it, I'll need to go to that spot. Anywhere in the city of Bangalore, for instance, there are no two streets that are similar. So if you don't go to the spot, you really won't know the atmosphere of that. You have to create that atmosphere on the spot, which is real. You've got your mind to create that picture before your hand takes over. And then the process is simpler, it's beautiful, and it becomes what you want. Otherwise, you're struggling with, there's no formula to this which will tell you you're right or you're wrong, or when it's going to be ready. You just let it come to you and be with you till it sinks to your bottom of your mind. And there it's something you really care for because it's been with you for so long. And there at the bottom of your mind, it will gather riches, small little details, small little sparkles of knowledge, which you keep adding to it, and it'll come back to the top of your mind. It's now ready to draw. That's the second half of the work. But till this part is finished, I've learned not to start the second part. Let's say this Bangalore series of work. It's taken 15 years. I wanted to draw my youth. And I lived here in the cantonment. So I started drawing what I'd seen and what I knew. For 50 years after independence, nothing changed. Everything was laid back and peaceful. So, and in 1990 or thereabouts, well, things started changing because the software industry started coming to Bangalore and things started changing. People from all over the world coming to live and work over here. So much changed during those years, and today Bangalore has changed completely. I wanted to draw things that were rapidly changing, and I wanted to draw them with a sense of happy nostalgia. So it was a very clear picture that came to me that told me what I wanted to draw. It was to do with Bangalore of the 70s. And I wanted to look at it with a certain happiness and therefore get people to smile about what they're losing rather than feel depressed about what they're losing. Each drawing is based on a memory and a story, and they all recall a moment in the past, and they all have a certain simplicity that other people can enjoy in that picture of their stories, which I don't know about. I decided to draw Bangalore like it used to be. And some of it is not here now. So I had to do a lot of research and find out from people, talk to people. Most of these pictures are based on this very fantastic person called the pensioner. When India gained independence in 1947, Bangalore, like many other cantonment towns all over the country, had lapsed into a very peaceful way of life, and nothing much ever happened for the next 50 years after independence. But the only thing that differentiated Bangalore from these other cantonment towns was this fascinating character called the pensioner. And he was a person who came to Bangalore to spend his silver years in. So he had all the time to be polite. He had all the time to be pleasant. He was always well dressed and well mannered. And this is the man that became central to my way of thinking while thinking about these drawings. They were all built around this one character. He was a fascinating man. In the old days, pretty much everybody came home to sell things, and if you wanted to buy something, it would come home to you, the fruit man, the vegetable man. So the egg man was also a chap who came home maybe once in 2 or 3 days or once a week. But the moment he came home, there was a tremendous drama that happened because my mother had to come out and, she'd bring with her a big bowl of water, and the bowl of water was kept very centrally so that everyone could see what was happening. We'd all come to see what was happening. It was drama. And then the eggman would choose a dozen eggs, and each one was tested in that water. If it floated, it was a bad egg. So you had to say, put that back and give me another one. So that was a thing that happened very regularly. Buying a dozen eggs was a lot of tension. And similarly, each picture has a small background story that takes you to that time. I still haven't found a style because it keeps changing with new learning. It evolves from day to day, because you're starting from scratch and you're learning every day. So tomorrow's drawing will be different in some way. So it evolves and changes with time. The moment your style stops evolving, I think it's time to stop working also. Because you're not then learning from what you've done. So art is more storytelling to me than pure art. Well, all art is communication, but I need it to tell a story with clarity and directly. The nature of art is to be slow and to take your time for things to happen to it in the way they should happen. It certainly taught me that you have to slow down your everyday life to be able to, uh, you know, enjoy what you do. The journey of doing a drawing is of great importance to the drawing itself and to you as a person. I truly feel that, anything creative has to be experienced and can't be speeded up. How can you speed up an experience? You have to take it as it comes